Pilates studio online. My name is Goretti and I will be bringing you along on your beginner's Pilates journey over the next few weeks. So let's get started. We're going to get down on our mat to begin, so lying on your back. And just get nice and comfortable. Relax your shoulders down. And make sure your feet are flat on the floor, that you're not gripping with your toes, that you have a little bit of weight on the outside of your foot and a little bit of weight on the inside of your foot, so your big toes down. And we are going to just bring our feet together and our knees together. So we have both knees and feet touching. And what we're going to do is just turn our feet out. Okay, keep your heels together and turn your feet out and turn your toes out. And then bring your heels in line with your toes. So now the toes and the heels are in line with the knees and the hips, and that's where we want to start. So this is hip distance apart, and it's just a handy little trick to get used to getting into the right start position. Then we're going to bring our attention up towards our pelvis. You're going to put your hands on your pelvis, and you're going to move your pelvis. So we're going to rock the pelvis forward to create some space in the low back, and then we're going to flatten the back gently into the mat. So you feel your lumbar spine, your low back actually touching the floor. And we'll rock forward, create some space, and roll back and flatten your back. And again, rolling forward, just getting used to this movement. It's gentle, it's not sudden. Slowly encouraging the spine to move. Okay, and we're going to add some breath on the next round. So as we arch our back off and tilt forward, we're going to inhale. So breathe in through your nose. And as we roll back, we're going to exhale, blow out through your mouth. And keep that going, inhale. And exhale. And again. And this time, as we inhale, we're going to let our tummy lift, expand. And as we exhale, let your tummy fall. So inhale, tummy lifts. And exhale, tummy falls. And one more in each direction. And we're going to find halfway or midway between the two tilts. So midway between two tilts we call neutral, and this is a start position for a lot of our exercises. So we always check back in before we go to a new exercise to make sure we are neutral. And in order to make sure you're in good neutral, you're going to make sure your feet and knees are hip distance apart. Your pelvis is where it is. We're going to come back to that. Your ribs are relaxed down, your shoulders are back and open, and your head is centered. Okay, your neck is nice and long also. So what we're going to do, just to double check we're in neutral, is we're going to bring the heel of your hand, so this part of your hand, onto the top of your pelvis, onto your hip bones. Find your hip bones, very definite hard bone underneath your hand, and then bring the tips of your fingers together to make a triangle. And we're going to just place our fingers right down at the bottom of the pelvis onto our pubic bone. And again, it's a very definite hard feeling, hard bone underneath the fingers. So you should be able to reach your hips and your pubic bone at the same time. And what they should feel like is that they're level, like the top of a table. And if you had a glass of water, you could just place it in between those 3 points and it would just stay upright. Okay, that's what we're looking for. If you feel like it's a little bit off, that one bit is higher than the other, then just adjust, readjust, and find that middle position. Okay? And that's our neutral. We're going to hold that. So that little table area there, just holding steady, and we're just going to make sure then we can bring our hand underneath the small of the back, and you will be able to get your hand in. Okay? We're not going to count how many fingers because it's different from one person to the next. So just make sure you can get your hand in, but what we really want to check is the front levels of the pelvis, the top of the hips, or the front of the pelvis, and the pubic bone being in line. Okay, once we have that, we're going to just bring our hands onto our tummy, and we're going to just practice a little bit of the breath again. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're going to inhale and let your tummy rise, and fill and exhale. Let it drop, let it empty. As the breath goes out, the tummy comes down. Inhale, fill, and exhale, empty. And again, 2 more. And 1 more. And then we're just going to draw attention to our pelvic floor alongside the tummy. So between your sit bones, pelvic floor, we're going to relax on the inhale. And then let the pelvic floor lift a little bit on the exhale. And this is what your body does automatically. So on the inhale, the diaphragm goes down, and so does the pelvic floor. And then as we exhale, the diaphragm comes up, and so does the pelvic floor. So they follow each other, they mirror each other. Inhale, fill the tummy, relax the pelvic floor, exhale. And all the time we're keeping the pelvis steady. 1 more, inhale, and exhale. And then just bring your hands right up around your rib cage, so thumbs at the back, fingers at the front, and we're going to just feel for the ribs expanding as well. So as we inhale, the ribs should lift to the front, to the side, and to the back, and as we exhale, everything comes back together. And again, inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. Inhale to expand. Exhale to compress. Let the tummy rise as well. Let the pelvic floor drop. And lift, and hold it there. That's perfect. So we're going to keep the hands on the fronts of the pelvis. My thumbs are just around the bottom of the rib cage. My little fingers just onto my pelvis, and the other fingers in between are feeling onto my tummy, onto my abdominals. And we're just going to do a little bit of hip release. So hip release, there are 2 things going on. We're working on mobility and flexibility in the hip, but we're also working on stability through the center. So we're going to keep from the pelvis upwards really, really steady, and we're going to move one leg. The other leg does not move. Okay, so we're starting with the right leg. You're just going to bend your knee, draw your foot along the floor, and then slowly lower your knee out to the side, extend the leg down the mat, turn the whole leg in, and draw it back up. Okay, and if like me you're over the end of your mat a little bit, just scooch up a little bit so you can not have to lift your foot off the floor. So inhale, knee out to the side and down. Exhale, in and draw it back up. So knee out all the way as far as you can control without lifting your opposite hip. Slide the foot down, the foot does not leave the floor. Turn the whole leg inwards and then draw it back up. So we're going to keep that going with a nice bit of rhythm. Smooth movement, no lift off, everything holding steady. Inhale out to the side and down. Exhale, in and back up. And we are using our core here to stabilize. Okay, and that's really important to work on our stability in our body. Protecting our spine and keeping us safe. If we do have a sudden trip or a stumble, our core will kick in to stabilize and support us. Okay, 1 more. Inhale out to the side and down. Exhale, in and back up to the top. Stay with the same leg. Don't switch sides. We're changing direction. So we're going to turn the leg in slightly as it's going down. Then turn it out. And start bending the knee back up and bring it back to the start. So inhale for the first half. Exhale for the second. Inhaling down. Exhaling back up. So we're checking in with our opposite leg that it's not rocking around the place. The pelvis on the opposite side, the hip does not lift either. So we're not moving over and back with this leg as it goes. Just 1 more here. And back to the top. Let's switch sides. So left knee out as far as you can comfortably go. Extend down the mat. turn the whole leg in and draw it back up. And again, inhale out to the side and down. Exhale in and back up. Watch that your right leg hasn't started to drift out to the side. We're going to keep the knees still in line with the hip and the foot. Now, if you're feeling pretty steady on this one, you can lift your elbows up. So the arms help a lot to stabilize. So if you feel like you are doing okay, lift your elbows. And if you do lift your elbows and you start wobbling around the place and losing control, then drop them down. Okay, last one. And back up to the top. Let's change direction down on the big toe side. Rotate the leg out, bend the knee back up and in. Inhaling down, exhaling up. And make sure you get that turn in, that internal rotation of the leg. Turn out, bend the knee back up and in. 2 more. That's good. Keep it going for the last one. Inhale, exhale. And bring it back up to the top. Okay, we are going to just bring the hands to the floor and we're going to do a little hip roll. So make sure before we start, our pelvis is neutral, feet and knees at distance apart, ribs relaxed down, with a little bit of a gap here in the low back. And what we're going to do is we're going to close that gap because we're going to do a hip roll. Okay, so slow and control. This exercise is about articulating your spine. So moving your spine one by one vertebrae all the way up to the top. So let's roll the pelvis back first. So inhale, tilt your pelvis back. We're going to keep the hands on the floor. So your back is flat to the mat. And then exhale, slowly peel your spine off, one vertebrae at a time. Squeeze your bum, push forward through the front of your knees. Hold at the top for an inhale. Watch the feet, keep your big toes down. And then exhale. Nice and smoothly, nice and slowly, evenly through both sides of the spine. Back down, let your back peel off and you're right back to neutral again. Okay, let's go again. Inhale, roll. Exhale, peel the spine off. Lift up, push forward through the knee. Now you're lifting from the hips, not the ribs. So we don't want to be pushed up like this. We're going to keep those ribs down, especially for those of you who are very flexible. We are not trying to go past the straight line. So see from the knees to the hips to the shoulders. Lovely straight line. Okay, not beyond that line. Just the straight line and then slowly bring it back down. You have to be a little bit aware of your foot position on this one as well, because when we go up, sometimes we widen the knees. And sometimes, for some people, they bring their knees together, but most people tend to go out. So just try and think of keeping your big toe on the floor. Both big toes. Okay, that's inhale and roll. Exhale, peeling off. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower back down. And again. So it's a 4-breath pattern. Little tilt on the exhale. Lifting on the exhale. Sorry, tilt on the inhale, lift on the exhale, hold up there for your inhale, and exhale, bring it back down. Once again, if you're feeling steady here again, the elbows can be off. Inhale, roll the pelvis back. Exhale, peel the spine off. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. And we're coming up one more time. Let's roll the pelvis back. Peel the spine off and hold, find your long straight line. Now we've got to do a couple of things here. Check the feet, check the knees, hip distance apart. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes to push through, not pushing up through the ribs. Tummy's on, pelvic floor is on, and we're going to bring the arms straight up over the chest. Perfect. Hold it there. You can. We're going to bring the arms overhead on the inhale. Exhale, circle around. So just be careful that you're not pulling your whole rib cage up as you bring the arms up. We're going to keep the ribs down. Use the tummy. Inhale up, exhale around. Keep squeezing your glutes. We don't want to start dropping to the floor. One more. Should be starting to feel a little bit of a burn and hold. You can hold it, breathe through it. Let's inhale down to the knees, exhale, circle up. Watch the rib cage. Inhale down, exhaling up. Two more. And then lower the hands to the floor, keep the hips up. We're going to drop the hips down a little bit on the inhale and exhale up for 3, 2, 1. So it's a gradual lift, a little bit more, a little bit more. We're going to do 3 exhales. Let's go. Inhale down halfway, exhale. You got to squeeze your bum muscles. Inhale and let them relax. Relax your bum and then squeeze. 2 more goes. Relax the bum. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Let's go for 1 more. And lift. Lift, lift, and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly place your spine down, 1 vertebrae at a time, and just hug your knees into your chest. Well done. Little gentle rock from side to side, let the body settle down a little bit. And then just bring the feet flat to the floor, keep your knees bent. We're going to bring our right foot onto our left thigh, so it makes a figure of 4 shape. And for some people that will be the stretch, so we're going to drop the knee a little bit. Just drop it down, that top knee. And if you're happy there in your stretch, that's great. But if you want to bring it on a little bit, we'll slowly lift up. So lift the lower heel off. That might be your top level of your stretch. But for some, it will be higher. So you bring the lower leg off the floor to stretch the upper. And you should be feeling it around the back of the hip here, back of the pelvis, into your glutes. And just relax. And back down, and switch sides. And slowly lifting off to your top level. And you may find one side is much easier to stretch than the other, because the body is 2 different sides, can be quite different. And just sink into the stretch, spend a little bit of time with it. My left side is always tighter, so I can feel it more on this side. We're just going to stay with it for 4 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back down. Great. So we're going to move on to ab prep, which is short for abdominal preparation. It's one of the key moves in Pilates to help you build up for later exercises where you're going to have your head off the floor for quite a bit. All right. So we start this move very simply by doing a chin nod, okay? But the chin nod is not what you would naturally think of, where you bring your chin to your chest like this. With this chin nod, with our Pilates chin nod, we're going to keep our head on the floor and just do a little tuck down. So it's almost like you're giving yourself a double chin. Very attractive, I know, but does the job. Release back. Okay, so let's go. Inhale, little chin towards the chest, chin nod, chin tuck. Exhale, release. And this is a really important part of the lift off, so we have to get it right, because if you skip this, what's going to happen is that you're going to start straining your neck and it's going to start getting tired really quickly. So we have to start with this little element, and it will help you stay for longer. Okay, and it will protect your neck, which is really important. Okay, so let's do a little chin nod and exhale, release. And when you do that, you can probably feel your neck lengthening at the back, and bring it back down. Okay, so we're going to progress. We'll start with our little chin nod on the inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to curl up and forward to look through our thighs. Okay, you have space for a peach under your chin. Our shoulders are relaxed and down, and then we're going to slowly bring it back down. So the only move of the neck and head on their own is at the start, and then when we lift, the head comes with the shoulders. So focus more so on bringing your breastbone or your sternum forward than your chin or your head. Okay, it's not about trying to get as high up as you can. We're trying to access these muscles here in the middle and access them correctly and safely without straining necks. Okay, so let's go again. Chin nod, exhale, slide your ribs down towards your pelvis, look forward through your thighs, and lower back down. Perfect. So now what we're going to just check in with is that we're keeping our pelvis neutral. So we still have our glass of water balancing. With this exercise, when we lift the upper body, sometimes the pelvis tilts back and you can get up really, really high, but that's not what we're looking for, okay? So we're going to keep the pelvis neutral, little gap. Let's chin nod, exhale, lift up. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. And we're also checking in with the tummy that we're not ballooning out as we lift. We're going to keep control through the abdominals. Chin nod to start, exhaling up. Inhale, hold, and exhale lower. One more like this. Let's go. Chin nod, exhale up. We still have a peach under our chin. Pelvic floor is on, tummy's engaged. And slowly lower back down. Okay, bring your hands behind your head and your elbows wide. Keep your elbows back in line with your ears, so we're not letting them drift forward, keeping back. Let's chin nod, exhale to float up. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. And again. Pelvis neutral, glass of water balancing, tummy's on, ribs down, space for a peach under our chins. Just a couple of things to remember. Let's go again, chin nod, exhale off, inhale, hold, and exhale, lower, and one more, lift it up, super, bring the arms down by the sides, onto the floor. And we're going to do the same again. We're going to do some hundreds. So for a count of 100, we're going to pulse our arms straight up and down. We're going to leave our legs on the floor today. We'll progress a little bit more on the next class. Let's do a little chin nod. Exhale, curl up into an upright position. So make sure your tummy's on, pelvic floor's on, feet and knees at distance apart, ribs down, and looking forward through your thighs. Arms reaching. Don't have your shoulders rounded forward. We're going to bring them back and down. And let's go in for 5 through the nose, out for 5 through the mouth. And we're going to do that 10 times. Off we go. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. And in. And out. Strong arms. Don't just bend your wrists. And out. And in. Moving from your shoulders. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 3, 4, halfway there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again. Keep going, keep breathing. Try not to bounce around. Keep everything steady. Using the abdominals to keep you stable. Last 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. And hold. Lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. And let's do a full body stretch, arms overhead, legs pointed down, toes pointed down, and let your backs arch off. This time we lovely stretch on the front of the body. Okay, bring the arms down, bend your knees, and roll over onto one side. Now I'm going to bend my elbow underneath my arm, my elbow underneath my head. Okay, so use the back of the arm as a bit of a cushion or a pillow. And if you find this isn't working for you, if you have any shoulder restriction, you can just put in a little bit of a cushion there, or you can try with the arm out straight. Okay, but this position gives me a really straight neck, and I find it's a little bit safer down here. We're a little bit bent in the neck, it's okay, but definitely not up here, which we get a lot. So don't lounge up there on top of your arm, because you can see how much your neck is bent, or you can see how much my neck is bent at the moment. So middle position. Okay, and we're going to make sure the knees are one on top of the other and the hips are stacked. And we're going to bring our top hand on the floor just for a little bit of stability. And you're going to bring your feet back a little bit. So your soles of your feet and your bum and the back of your head are in line, and we're going to do some clamps. So inhale, lift the knee up. And exhale, bring it back down. Just the knee, inhale, and exhale. And inhale, lift, and exhale, lower, And inhale, lift. And lower, that's 4. We're going for 10. Brilliant, and hold, okay? So keeping the soles of your feet in line with the back of your body. If you find that hard to work out, just use the back line of your mat, okay? Soles of the feet, bum and head are back, hips are stacked, tummy's on. We're going to lift both feet off the floor. So they're staying in that position, that's the start position for the feet, and they don't change. It's the knee that's going to lift, inhale, and exhale, like a clamshell, opening and closing. Keep the feet steady. We're going for 10 here. Nearly there, keep breathing through it. 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we're going to come back and hold. Keep the knee up, see the way your knee's pointing up, keep it up there, and then straighten your leg. And then bring the feet back together, keep the knee up, keep wide. Let's go again, knees pointed, extend, exhale, and bend back together. 3 more guys, hang on, extend, push through the heel, and then bring the feet back together. 2 more, extend. Your legs coming forward diagonally, where the knee's pointing, send the foot. Okay, and let's do 1 more, just because I was talking. And back down, and drop your knee to the floor, give the bum a little rub. Okay, we're going to give the legs a break for 2 seconds. We're going to do a little bit of spinal rotation. So we'll start with the arms straight. It doesn't matter about where the feet are, just bend your knees and you're fine. But what we want to make sure is we're going to keep the hips steady and facing forward, and we're going to keep our knees completely down on the floor. So we don't want any movement through the legs where the feet lift up, the knees lift up. Okay, so knees down, hips forward, arms straight. We're going to inhale, bring the arm up to the ceiling, rotate your head to look at your hand, and then exhale, rotate back. Hold there, don't let your knees lift. And then we're going to exhale all the way back to the start. Okay, so it's a 4-breath pattern. Okay, so I'm going to hang out at the back for 1 inhale and before we return to the start. Inhale up to the ceiling. Look at your hand. Exhale, rotate back. Open your chest to the ceiling. Hold there. Feel the stretch for the inhale. Keep your knees down, hips forward. And then big exhale. Draw on your tummy as you rotate back to the start. 2 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Inhale, hold it there. Hold steady. And exhale, return to the start. Let's go for 1 more, inhaling up. Exhaling back. Hold there, keep your knees down, everyone. And back to the start. Super. Just push yourself up to seated position. We're going to go right over to the other side. Rotate to the opposite side. Bend your elbow. Let's use the back of the mat this time to make sure we're in line. So head's back, chin off your chest, bums back and soles the feet. Hand on the floor. And we're going to go for clam. 10, basic clam. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep the feet on the floor. We're just lifting the knee. That's it. We don't want to move the hips, so they're holding steady. If you go too high with this one, you'll end up rolling back onto the lower side of your bum. So we just stay nice and steady. Now, if you're feeling fairly okay, you can use maybe just 1 finger to keep your stability here at the front. You can even have the hands on the hips. By all means, use the floor if you need it. Let's do 3 more. Inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. And 1 more. Great, let's move on to level 2, lift both feet up. Okay, and top knee lifts, the feet hold steady, keep them back in line with the back of the mat. And let's go, inhale, exhale. Nice and steady. Last 2. Super. Let's leave the knee up. I know you're feeling a burn. You're going to bring the hand to the floor. Extend the leg forward through the knee. Exhale. Inhale, bring the feet together. Keep the knees wide like a frog. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. The knee is up. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend. Nearly there. Just 2 more. Keep holding on through the pelvic floor and the tummy. Nice and steady. 1 more. Exhale. Bring it back down. Lower down to the floor. And give the bum a little rub out, or the legs, wherever you felt that work was happening. Okay? All around this region. Especially into our glutes. Okay? And we are going to just bend the knees. And we're going to bring the top arm out for spinal rotation. So let's inhale, bring the arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, rotate back, follow your hand. Your head rolls back along the arm on the floor. Hold there for the inhale. And exhale, bring it all the way back to the start. Remember, the knees stay glued to the floor and your hips stay forward. All the movement is above the pelvis, into the spine. So inhaling up, exhaling back. Make sure the head goes with the hand. Hold it there. And return to the start. 4 more, inhaling up, exhaling back. Inhale, hold, and exhale, return. Two more. Lovely rotation with control into the spine. We're using our rib cage to rotate our spine. And big exhale all the way back to the start. Fantastic. Let's get over onto our fronts. Face down. Line on your tummies. Okay, so in this position we're going to keep our legs just about hip distance apart. Okay, and we're going to bring the arms out to the side in kind of a W position. If you look at the shape, you're making a W shape out of our arms and our middle of our body. Okay? We're going to keep the elbows on the floor, the forearms on the floor, and the hands on the floor. Okay? In the middle, what's happening with the abdominals? I want you to just draw the abdominals in, or just imagine you have a blueberry, very ripe blueberry, just sitting there under your tummy. You don't want to squash it. So you can just keep the tummy slightly drawn in. We're not lifting the hips or anything like that. Just the tummy, just the abdominals, okay? The pelvis stays where it is. Alright, so we're going to start with the upper body. But even though we're moving the upper body, we're going to keep the lower half of the body working. So we need to squeeze our glutes and really reach our legs down the mat. Okay? And keep that switch on all the time. That's going to support our backs and help us a little bit as well with the movement. Okay, so we're going to do breaststroke prep, breaststroke preparation. So there's 3 exercises in this until we do the full breaststroke, which we'll add in at a later stage. We're going to keep our shoulders relaxed, take an inhale. As you exhale, push off the floor, lift your breastbone off the floor. Keep your elbows down, your forearms down, and your palms down. Hold there for an inhale. You're pushing strong off the floor, and exhale lower. Okay, just note the neck position. When we come up, we're not bending our neck and looking forward to the front of the room. When you come up, you start looking straight down at the mat, and when you lift, you're looking maybe just to the top of your mat. That's it. So we keep our necks nice and neutral and nice and safe from injury. Okay, so let's go again. Inhale. We'll do 4 here. Exhale, reach and lift. Strong legs on. Hold for the inhale. Keep pushing the floor away as if you're about to get up. And exhale, lower back down. Okay, and again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, reach out through the head. As you lift up, bring your shoulders back and down. Hold for your inhale. And exhale, lower back down. And it's important that you keep pushing off the floor through the arms. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. And 1 more. Inhale to prepare.
Exhale, lift, slide your shoulder blades down the back, lift your breastbone, reach out through your head and reach out through your feet at the same time. And lower back down. Bring your arms down by your sides and relax your shoulders forward. We'll go again. This time we squeeze our shoulder blades together on the inhale, and then exhale, we lift into a long straight line. Don't bend your neck. So you're like a dart or a ski jumper. Everything in line, reaching those feet back, reaching the hands back, and reaching out through the crown of the head forward, and then lower back down. And again, inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lift up, slide your shoulder blades down your back. Hold for the inhale, and exhale, lower. Two more here. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. And one more. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. Okay, prep number 3. You're going to bring your forehead onto the back of your hands. Keep your elbows nice and wide. So just the tips of your fingers are one on top of the other. We're going to take an inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll lift up. Keep your forehead on your hands. Hold it a hover, reach to your head and reach to your feet at the same time, and lower back down. 4 breath pattern, let's go again. Inhale to prepare, exhale to lengthen and lift. Think of length in the body. Hold, and lower, and again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, reach and lift. Shoulder blades down the back, strong line. And lower, and one more. Exhale to lift. Inhale, hold, and exhale, lower. Into 2 breaths, same positioning. Inhale to prepare. Exhale off. Inhale onto the mat. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. One more lift. Good stuff. And then bring your arms back out into this right angle position, sorry. So we're going to have a bend of the elbow. The arm is straight out from the shoulder. And we're going to keep our forehead just hovering or just on the mat. And I'm going to take an inhale. Exhale, lift up. So the elbows come off, the forearms and the hands. We're going to keep them pretty much in line with the head. And lower back down. Let's go again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. One more. Let's add in a little bit extra. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, reach. Inhale, hold. Exhale, bend. Inhale, hold. And exhale, lower. Okay? Let's go again. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift. Hold. Reach. Hold. Bend. Hold. And lower back down. And let's go one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lower. And again, up, reach, bend, and lower. 2 more of this version. Up, reach, bend, and lower. Last one of this version. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, lower back down. Okay, push yourself back to shell. And we're going to sit the bum down. We're going to try and round out our spine. So see the nice curve on the spine? Rather than a flat back, round it out. Draw in your tummy and try and create some legs. If you can get down low, go down. But if you can't, you can stay higher up. That's no problem. But we want to get that nice curve on the spine. And just take a couple of breaths here. Two more. And one more. And come on back up, roll your shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. And well done, we're done for today. Thank you very much, see you next time.